What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Always Gaming with another episode of Thronebreaker. Be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more Thronebreaker content. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Alright, so I'm gonna get this loot real quick, and then we'll look at the map, see what we're gonna do next. I mean, pretty sure it's just straightforward, but you know, straightforward, and then. Oh, let's zoom out. Okay, so yeah, so straightforward and then up. We're gonna try to go straight there. Try not to get
the hut's untouched. Ripe grain in the fields. 'Tis hard to believe. I feared we'd have another Edirn here, with the Blackclads setting fire to all.
I feared nothing of the sort. Nilfgaard's not stupid. Lands it aims to hold, it doesn't destroy. And Willem did bend the knee to the Emperor.
My queen. Yeah, we'll pay it. Nice. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that card looks really fucking fire. I don't think that I'm gonna get it though, cause I'm skimming through shit and I'm trying to get out ASAP, sap. But I mean, we'll scout it. Why not? Maybe this is it here. We'll check that out. That's the best I can do. I mean, I doubt it. Yeah, I doubt it. Because why would they be so close in proximity?
Broadhead now loomed before Meve and her force. Once famous for its glowing forges and clanking manufactories, the city now stood silent. Why, you might ask? Because Mahakam. Decades past, it had opened its gates to human merchants and dwarven arms, exquisitely crafted and not nearly as dear as those made by man. The caravans had simply stopped coming to Broadhead. When its black-clad garrison spotted the Lyrians approaching, they'd hastily fled, left the city's gates open wide. Yet, they did not leave empty-handed. Their convoy comprising at least a dozen wagons loaded ostensibly to the hilt.
With what might they have fled?
With something damn heavy,
replied Gascon, squinting his eyes.
Look at this. 2 horses to pull each wagon, and the wheels cut deep into the road.
Take the city without a fight. Pursue the Nilfgaardians.
Just a few months past 'twas we who fled the black-clad hordes.
Said Meve, her tone and mien betraying disgust.
Now our roles stand reversed. We are the aggressor. Well, let them run, I say. And let all Rivia see Nilfgaard tuck tail, rather than face us in a fight.
The Queen strode towards the open gates, slowly, deliberately, wondering still what spoils the invader had carried off. Crumbling walls, shattered windows, rotted wood. Broadhead was bleak, a dull shadow of its former self. As the Lyrians entered, the somber townsfolk glared at the arrivals and uttered not a word. Meve resolved to address the crowd.
I mean,
Folk of
I wonder
Broadhead,
what was there too, but
you're free at last. The Nilfgaardian occupation is done.
Aye, and a new one starts now. Are you madman? Don't you recognize our banners? The Lyrian army stands before you. Oh, I recognize banners. Served neath them as a sergeant 15 long years. And then I came back to my own town. Know what I found? Hardship and squalor, your grace. All had gone to shite. On account of damn dwarves. Been flooding Rivia with their metal goods for years now. Us smiths don't so much as light their pipes in their foundries no more. You call yourselves the Lyrian army. Colours and banners confirm it. Well, what about your arms? Weren't forged in us fires, but in Mahakam's, by us worst foes. Hell, I even see some at knobheads in your ranks. So what freedom's it you're giving us, your grace? Freedom to beg in common, not in Nilfgaard's mongrel tongue. Beg? What do you want about, man? There's no levy on goods from Mahakam. But without it, us workshops don't stand a chance. And ye, your grace, you wear their armour, bear their arms, and bring bearded bastards to our doorstep.
Yeah, he's out of line. Facts. I feel like flogging this nigga. I just fucking saved y'all from Nilfgaard and you bitching about ironwork, bro.
I
Yeah,
need
I'm
to
gonna
listen
flog
to
this
this.
motherfucker.
Guards! 20 lashes!
Ha! Hear that, good folk? Now do you see? This here's the freedom our queen so graciously delivers. Silence, you fool.
Before Meve could leave the market square, Barnabas politely interjected.
Frankly speaking, there's a bit of truth to what the man says.
I'm perfectly aware of that. But what do you want?
I don't mean to toot my own horn, but perhaps I might be of some help?
Do tell how. I'm all ears.
Everything your folk make here, the dwarves of Mahakam make twice as fast and twice as well. You must find a so-called niche, an innovation. And it just so happens innovations...
Are your speciality.
At the risk of being immodest, exactly. Besides, it might serve the cause of peace to show the folk here, non-humans, are not all bad, that they can help. Not just steal human jobs and piss in their milk.
I'll consider it, Barnabas. I shall think and let you know.
The time came to leave Broadhead, so Meve summoned her advisors, eager to hear their counsel. They put forth ideas, many of merit, but the Queen would decide the city's future.
Invest in the city's failing workshops. Entrust the city's future to Barnabas. I'm just gonna invest in the workshops because I
Meve
don't.
knew she couldn't abandon the folk of Broadhead,
I
leave
don't
them
trust them with
embittered,
Barnabas. I feel
unsure
like they're
of how to
gonna
go on.
Kill
The
this
time's
nigga.
come to bring hammer down on anvil again. Take this gold and show the
I
North
feel
the
like they're gonna be
value
like, oh
of
look,
Broadhead
another
steel.
non-human trying to
Even
show
with
us
the
what to do.
Queen's
Like,
support, the craftsmen could not compete. The dwarves of Mahakam, the goods from their foundries, stifled the city's workshops in but a few months. Meve had gambled much, but gained naught in return.
oh, that's fine. Not really my problem until I get the crown back. Sure.
The wind howls like a ghastly apparition.
Where are we? Yeah, real close. Somebody's getting whipped.
Rivia Castle. Seems our journey nears its end.
That end could yet prove tragic. We've daunting tasks ahead. Pride. It's all I ever felt pondering those walls. Yet now, to behold them from below, I truly do wish we hadn't built them so tall.
Nice. Is this the last piece? Beautiful. Dragon's Dream. Let's see what that's all about. After 5 turns on turn end, destroy 3 random enemies. I mean, that ain't bad. Not at all, actually. I don't think I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna incorporate it though. It was. I was thinking about it. It's a good card, worth consideration, but not gonna do it. All right, fast travel, and then this is the point of no return.
The castle of Rivia now loomed before the Lyrians. Water surrounded it on 3 sides, and dual defensive walls studded with podgy turrets completed its perimeter. It was famously difficult to take, and had changed hands only once. A few months before, when traitors opened its gates to the Nilfgaardians. Foreign banners waved upon the walls. The Golden Sun and General Epdahi's crest on Rivia's walls. The walls of home. There was somber silence among the troops, the glee and pride of many triumphs suddenly gone. For each knew if the Queen ordered an assault, most would lie dead by sunrise.
Your Majesty,
Began Reynard in a reassuring tone.
we needn't strike quickly. We've time on our side. To prepare would be wise. 2 months, I wager. Perfectly enough. We stop supplies from getting through. They'll capitulate, I've little doubt. Or at worst, be too weak to defend the fortress.
Reynard's reasoning was sound. There was no need for urgency. Meve had the upper hand for the first time in this war.
I'm gonna lay siege to the castle.
These invaders have grown fond of Rivia Castle,
Said Meve.
so let them stay and rot.
Oh, we're doing
Reynard.
Reynard's plan. Alright, I mean, I'm down.
Erect road barricades and guard posts between city and citadel. Gascon, seize all boats, barges, anything that floats. Stop anything from entering from the lake. Move!
Soon, Rivia Castle stood isolated from the world outside its walls. All roads leading to it were blocked, impassable. Fishing boats, a cordon, embraced the fortress on Loch Escalot. The lanterns on their bows glowed like fireflies in summer. Then, an emissary from the castle brought a message for the Queen. General Epdahi wished to meet, face to face, and half the way between the citadel and the Lyrian camp.
Well, well, some general.
Smirked Gascon.
We've barely snapped the trap shut, yet he's already shaking in his knickers.
Meve proceeded to the meeting point without delay. A lone rider soon appeared on the horizon. He came adorned in rich black robes, their golden trim shimmering in stray sunbeams. She'd seen him before, in Edirn, through the megascope.
You came as I requested. Good. Very good.
I couldn't possibly refuse such a courteous invitation, especially as compared to your previous missive. The art of diplomacy, you've improved your grasp.
Your realm fell quickly. I expended little strength in seizing it. This left me much time to study. But please, we must set aside this bitterness. I'd like to formally welcome you to Rivia, dear Queen.
I see you've readily adopted the role of gracious host in my home.
In point of fact, I've grown fond of the castle. Fortifications impressive, atypical of the north. Not so your brave soldiers, whom we shall pick off like ducks. I pity them, in fact.
Dry your eyes, General. Rest easy. I've no plans for a quick assault. I shall first wait to hear the rumbling in your bellies.
Remarkable. You truly believe you can win this war? I've not been in the north long, but have discovered something all the same. You don't grasp complex ideas. You know Nilfgaard is large, but your minds don't fathom its enormity. You see, for every army you defeat, another will come to take its place. One larger and better equipped than the one before. Even now, as we so pleasantly chat, Army Group East is en route to lift your siege, due to arrive tomorrow. And do you know what will happen when they do? They will crush you against your own castle's walls, like the maddening flea you are.
Well, there goes that plan. Go plow yourself.
Plow yourself, Nilfgaardian scum.
Charming. Is that all you wish to say?
I prefer action to words. You'll see for yourself tomorrow.
Unlikely. In fact, I doubt you'll reach the walls at all.
Pray that I don't. For if I find you midst the fray, I shall strangle you with my bare hands.
Without awaiting a response from General Dahi, Meve pivoted and turned toward camp. Her pace was quick, despite a heavy heart.
Alright, well, I mean... Are we supposed to just wait around till the army comes, or what? I can't open the map, so I guess whatever we have to do is here.
Gonna be one hell of a night!
There we go.
Meve's closest advisors already awaited her in the command tent. In a few brief words, the Queen gave a report of the meeting, only with great effort masking the quavering in her voice.
An army, an immense one, approaches from the west. If we meet in open battle, we stand not a chance.
Damn it! Why did no one warn me?
Our scouts were discovered, captured. It must be that.
We must flee? Not at all heroic, I admit. But sure as hell better than being trampled into the dirt.
Fuck that,
Easily
we
said,
stormed the
but
castle.
for a problem. Our force is chiefly infantry. The army that draws near includes cavalry, several regiments. We cannot hope to escape them. We cannot hope to hide.
What do you advise?
We've two options. Capitulate,
Out of the question.
or take the castle. Tonight.
Yeah. Word. Madness. Impossible.
Suppose for a moment it's possible. Tell me how and at what cost. Are we to scale a mountain of comrades' corpses to reach the top of the wall? I know we're at war and many die. But to command our troops to take that citadel is to condemn them to certain death.
Rivia's walls are unassailable, I fully agree. But there's more than one way to take any fort, and this fort too.
I think I like where this is going.
I know this citadel like no one else. I know its one potential weakness. The boat landing.
Wait. That narrowest of piers between the two turrets? The one where the fishermen would land?
The same. As I'm sure you recall, Your Grace, at that narrow pier's end stands a narrow door leading straight into the fortress. A small detachment could approach unnoticed, overwhelm any sentries, and get inside.
What then?
They would need to pass through the fort to the winch in the guardhouse, open the gate for the rest of the force.
Reynard, I'll be honest. It sounds right mad.
Perhaps, but as options go, we have it alone.
And I'm to choose to send folk there? Most certainly to die.
You needn't choose anyone, for I volunteer, and will take only those willing to do the very same.
Bloody wretched plan.
And you've a better one, do you?
Of course. I'll go instead.
Beg your pardon? I don't.
Face it, Reynard, you couldn't sneak past a corpse. Sound like a bloody tambourine in that armor. Apart from which, you're Meve's right hand. So you ought to be by her side when the fighting starts.
Raynor will lead the assault on the boat landing. Gascon is the man for the task. I'm gonna go with Gascon, but I feel like he's gonna betray me.
Firstly, Reynard, I'm grateful. Well done, my friend.
Thank you, Your Grace.
But truth be told, I did indeed hear you walking to the tent from the other side of camp. And yes, you know Rivia Castle better than anyone else. But the assault must transpire silently. Gascon will lead the force.
Understood, Your Grace.
Cheers, Meve. I'll try not to disappoint.
You won't, I'm sure. God speed you on your way, and please, try your damnedest not to die.
Gascon hand-picked his men, those most adept with daggers, not swords. Noiselessly, they glided through the dark toward the castle, the light of its lanterns blurred by the evening mist. Meve watched anxiously as the boats glided away, her heart pounding in her ears. All depended on this mission. The fate of her realms, perhaps all the North, the lives of her troops, and her own. Now there was naught she could do but wait.
Good luck.
She whispered, gazing at the fortress walls, cloaked by the dark that seemed to surround all now. The Lyrians prepared for battle, their silence absolute, in darkness, illuminated only by the pale light of the moon. Meve was restless. She paced nervously in a circular pattern, awaiting the signal they'd agreed upon.
Blast, it's taking long. Much, much too long.
Finally, a torch's faint glow appeared atop the towering walls. It disappeared, then glowed again, and one more time around. Meve leapt in the air, and as she did so, barely stifled a cry of utter joy.
They made it! It worked!
Moments later, Lyrians in the hundreds burst from the trees. The Nilfgaardian defenders loaded their catapults and ballistae. They did so slowly, convinced the castle walls remained impenetrable. Then they heard chains, grinding and clinking, and the sound sent shivers down their spines. Bewildered, they watched the main gate rise as the attacking force rushed forth. General Epdahi dispatched an elite unit to take back the winch at once. Yet he saw this was in vain and all was lost when Meve rode into the castle courtyard. Meve had begun the day known as a great warrior. Yet by night's end, legend was the cloak she wore. Her shield stopped powerful blow after blow as her blade found gaps in her foe's black armor. At first, Nilfgaardians scoured the fray in search of the Queen, hoping to prove great heroes. Soon, she was their chief scourge, and they began to flee before her blade that sung their death.
Radroid! Radroid!
What was this extraordinary vigor that surged through Meve? Naturally, she wished to liberate her castle and realm, drive off the invaders, defeat the arrogant General Epdahi. But in that moment, above all else, she longed to fight her way through to the guardhouse and bring Gascon's party relief.
Follow me! Move! Move!
Meve had expected the worst, a bloodbath, piles of corpses. Yet all in the guardhouse was eerily quiet and calm. The door to the winch room lay shattered, true, but this was the one sign there'd been any sort of struggle. What happened here, she thought. Cautiously, she entered, looking, searching for any trace of Gascon and his fighters. Instead, she spotted Willem, curled up in a corner, clutching his bloodied belly, his fingers not enough to stop all the holes. Meve tore off her cloak and went to stem the bleeding.
Willem, what happened here?
My wrongs. I sought to right them.
Wheezed the prince.
Please, forgive me.
The young prince choked on this last word, did not manage to utter it, before his eyes went dull. Moments later, her men entered the room to find the queen kneeling, pounding the wall with her fists, her eyes flooded with tears. Willem lay motionless beside her, covered by her cloak. Gascon pushed his way through the other foot soldiers. He knelt beside the queen and whispered what had happened. His unit had not managed to reach the gate in time, but Willem had. Upon seeing Lyrian forces converging on the fort, the prince had rushed to the guardhouse and opened the gate himself. By the time Nilfgaardians closed it again, it was too late. The Lyrians were through. The queen rose, her fists clenched, her shoulders rigid, her knuckles white. Her face betrayed no sorrow, no despair, just rage, hot as a forge, immeasurable.
Now's not the time to mourn.
Seethed Meve, struggling to stay calm.
Now's the time for war, for slaughter, revenge. With victory today, we'll recover our home, return to our kin and set our blades aside at last. Yet until victory is ours, they must drink. Drink greedily of Nilfgaardian blood!
The Lyrians were at the brink, near their breaking point. They'd followed Meve for thousands of miles, over snow-clad peaks, through forbidding swamps. They'd fought, survived countless battles at her side, and though their gazes were now weary, she knew they'd follow her into fire.
You're great.
This is
The Blackclads. They've holed themselves up in the upper keep. We went to breach the wall, alas to no avail.
Meve nodded, twirled her sword, then leapt upon a mount. Her eyes spoke pure determination.
So we'll bloody well try again.
The walls of the upper keep were illuminated by torchlight and the glow of burning buildings. Even in the dark of night, Meve could easily discern the fear-twisted faces of the Nilfgaardian defenders. The queen wiped tears from her cheeks, blackened with ash, and reached for her sword. The time had finally come to drive the Blackclads out once and for all. Story battle, standard battle. Alright guys, I've done this like 1,000 times. I don't really know what to do, but I think I have a decent plan. We'll see though. We will see. Yeah. Alright, let's do it.
This is the end, Dahi. Do you hear me? I shall
So
stick
just
your
real
head
quick,
on a
read
pike.
his ability. It's insane, and it makes this. It's not an impossible battle because I've almost won, but it makes it damn near impossible and super frustrating. So I don't even know how many times I've done it. To be honest, like I feel like 20 times, but might be more. And I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to do it.
There's a time to reap, a time
But
to sow.
the Scythemen are integral, and
Thank
the
you. Your fortress has superbly
bombers are
solid
integral.
walls.
And if I can get the Scythemen, the drummers, and the bombers are like irreplaceable. And if I can get a Reynard in there, then we might just win. So we're gonna have to play a drummer now. Hopefully we get a bomber. But yeah, the goal is to beat him on the first round, skip the second round, and try to beat him on the last. That's the only way I know how. Alright.
Army's a waste
There
of
we
time
go.
for one like me.
That's what we need. Yeah. And then we boost up the Scythemen. And at the same time,
Enough!
I feel like that's the right move.
I do not need to hear this. Kill her!
Alright, so now, play this.
This could hurt.
Fires that whole row. Play this. Hopefully we don't get another bomber. But we did get a drummer, which that means it's 3 out of the 5 drummers that we have are out already. But I do have one in my hand, so hopefully we just pick up a Reynard and call it a day. Honestly, we're gonna go for him. Maybe we shouldn't have, but
Left, right,
we will.
left, right.
Alright. We're gonna boost. No, we're gonna put out a Scythe, right?
Aye.
And then we're gonna boost. And if all goes well, we'll be able to, yep, we'll pass right now. Alright, we won the first round. Great sign,
Surrounded by
I gotta
fools!
say. got Reynard, which is another great sign. Okay, beautiful, and I should take that. I will take that. Alright, let's take that. We're gonna pass. He's gonna pass. Yep. And then we're both gonna waste a bunch of fucking cards. We're gonna both waste like 3 cards each. There's one, I needed that, and I didn't need that, so that's good. I do have another dwarf, so it's not the craziest blow, but could have gone better. I'm gonna keep everything I got. All right. I feel really good about this one. Trust me, I've learned my lesson about being overly confident, but I think I'm gonna play, yeah.
Again and again and again.
Alright, that's to be expected. Next we're gonna play
Should have listened to me, old lady.
and we're gonna, why not?
One bolt.
That's actually nice that we got 2 sides.
This harvest will be reaping black-clad heads.
Alright. Next, there we go. Alright, next we're gonna open fire. No. We're gonna play this. Start gaining 4 every turn. Next, we're gonna play this.
Watch your heads!
Get a head start on that damage. Boost them up. Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I should have played Rainer, but it's fine. 85, 83. He's gonna draw cards. He's gonna play some archer bullshit that does 4 damage to all of my units, which is crazy, but you know, whatever. What am I gonna do about it?
We must trust each other.
Nice. Just what I need.
Catch!
Give me a time.
Yeah. And end turn. That's okay. Because now we're gonna play this. snatching their armor away so they can't boost anything else on their side. Raymond so graciously helped us with this. Oh, nice. Actually. Nice.
What do you want of me?
This was useless. It's just taking up space. But
I smell a leak.
another gameplay, I would have been very grateful. So, can't be too mad.
I warned you. We'll catch 'em all!
And I guess we'll end turn.
Archers, let it be night.
Yep, there we go. Damn it,
Obscure the sun with arrows.
Fucking insane. So crazy that you can just do that. But, alright, you know. Gotta accept it, move on. So we'll play this.
The chase is on!
Boost up. Do this as well. This is helpful.
Water.
Actually.
That's a
And
poison.
so is that. Alright. It's the same shit every time. Alright, so now we are going to use this on this. We're going to use this on this. We're going to use this on everything. Alright, and now we watch him come back.
Now, how did that incantation go?
Then we're gonna snatch up this, because why not? It renders one of my things useless, but that's okay, I guess. That just gives that more. Alright, let's use this. Something else on the field. Alright. Turn.
Of course, as you wish, master.
211 and 53. He's gonna come back. Is he gonna win though? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, past tells me yeah, but I don't know for sure. This damage. Okay, that's the best I can do. Now it's just a matter of time. Let's see what he does. Both lanes on fire. We got the ale giving me 4 every turn. We have 3 of my 4 chariot things doing damage every turn. False. Okay, apparently I'm doing 2 of them now. But that's okay. 219 to 90. Every time I kill one of his things, he's gonna bring out another stronger one that has armor.
Scheiß! In Trade!
Told you, he's gonna come back. The question is he gonna win? Which he might.
A highly curious case.
That's good. He didn't bring out because he has those 80 something power cards. He didn't bring that out. And he has no card in his hand left. He's gonna boost something by 10, but that should be it. That should be game. We shouldn't. Oh, we did it!
Tell me where!
Oh, we did it! Victory! Ooh, you guys have no idea. I'm so exhausted. I'm just mentally tired. This was crazy. Victory is mine.
Nilfgaard had the upper hand, yet the black-clad spirits had suffered. They now made more use of shields than of swords. When Meve finally broke through their line, they raised their arms in surrender. Rivia Castle had fallen. It was hers once more.
Trocker! Nein to win!
Meve showed her prisoners of war mercy, knowing full well they'd only followed orders. Death would be the fate of only Ardal Epdahi, the one Nilfgaardian who'd issued those commands. Alas, the general had disappeared. A prisoner revealed Epdahi had fled as soon as the Lyrians had surged towards the upper keep. He had glided down to the lower castle in a wicker basket for transporting food. Curled up beneath potato skins and other scraps, he'd scurried away not unlike a common maggot. Meve cursed her luck and leaned back against a merlin. Dawn was yet a few hours off, but the horizon had already begun to glow blood red. The Nilfgaardian reserves now drew near, too late to prevent the castle's fall.
I'll get him,
muttered the queen, more to herself than anyone else.
I swear on all that's sacred I'll catch the bastard. But now we've a pressing matter to see to. Preparing the defense.
That night the war turned, with the battle for Rivia Castle as its fulcrum. Meve's great victory, not only retaking the stronghold in a single evening, but also fending off a further invading army, proved the Nilfgaardian Colossus had feet of clay. The armies of the north had united and now seemed to be on the attack everywhere. Imperial forces, while still far more numerous, lay stretched over thousands of miles. Their position was untenable, and Nilfgaard's commanders knew this. In a decisive battle, they yet stood a chance, so they gave said battle, and suffered a resounding defeat. Just a few months on from that memorable night in Rivia, the Imperial army was in utter disarray. Aldersburg, the fortress, remained a last point of resistance. General Ep Dahi and what had survived of Army Group East had dug in there. This place, where Nilfgaard had triumphed grandly in the war's early days, would now bear witness to its impending defeat. It seems history, after all, has a sense of justice, or humor, or both. Though Meve had already reclaimed her realm, she refused to retire her sword just yet. For King Demavend had requested her aid in purging Edirn of the invader. How could she refuse? She owed the king a favor, firstly. Yet she also had a burning desire to settle the score with Ep Dahi.
Demavend's envoy and I spoke, Your Majesty. The king has Aldersburg surrounded. He awaits and won't begin the assault till you arrive.
Good. I truly hate to miss it. Tell the troops to prepare. Gear and ire.
Of course, Your Grace.
Yes? Is there something else?
Pardon my boldness, Your Grace, but I can't help but be concerned. You don't sleep. You've the air of illness about you.
Reynard, I just buried my son, who died in my arms, goddammit.
Yes. Died a hero, Your Majesty. I wasn't sure Willem could ever wash away the shame. He'd betrayed his country, his mother, aligned with the fiercest of our foes. But his actions in Rivia washed away his wrongs. Willem showed himself worthy to be called your son. I don't say any of this to deepen your grief, Your Majesty. I mean merely for you to be proud of him.
You're right. I thank you, Reynard. That I needed to hear. We've talked enough.
Definitely wasn't her fault.
We must march on to Aldersburg.
Well, alright. I thought that was going to be the end of the game, but apparently I was wrong. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here, guys. I've been literally recording for 3.5 hours. You guys are only going to see a fraction of that because I lost so many times. But anyways, thank you for watching. Drop a like on the video if you liked it. Dislike it if not. Subscribe to the channel for more Thronebreaker content. Also, leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know how you think this is going to end. How do you think all this is going to turn out? Yeah. Catch you guys in the next video. Later.